Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 95 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. I'm hanging out and getting ready to kind of do a couple more little base upgrades here, probably getting towards the end of all the stuff that we have to do to get this base in fully working order. There's a couple more tricks up my sleeve to try and get this thing as efficient as possible, so I'm hoping that I can manage to pull it off. Right now, what I'm working on doing is testing something with these nifty things called lasers from Buildcraft. I actually have a neat idea that might be really cool and efficient if I can get it to work, but I'm not sure if it will. I have no idea. So we're going to test it. So first off, I'm just going to need a P2P connector here and a memory card thingy, and I need to get my power lines up and running. So let's just probably just stick that right there, load up the memory, and I've got a transfer node here ready to transfer some power for us. Perfect. And then I can run my energy conduits. Cool. Well, actually, I'll probably just want this guy into here. That'll do, right? Now this will wind up being behind a wall, so you won't see that once I build up that room there, and then we can install our lasers. So there's something I'm just testing here. Usually I test stuff in like a single player world before I get started recording an episode, so I'll know whether or not it's going to work. But every now and then I feel like living dangerously and deciding, hey, I'm going to go ahead and test this otherwise. I'm curious, if I get just a piece of redstone... That's cool. Now, how many gates do we have? Just regular old gates? 8. And I want to get an interface here. If I install an interface, you know how these assembly tables will automatically output to an adjacent inventory? What I'm curious is if they'll automatically output to an inventory that's below them. So that's just kind of my question at the moment here. So you can see lots of power flowing in. That's a good sign. We should have plenty of juice. Good. And this thing should really quickly go. Now, will it pop out of the table or land in the inventory below it? That's the question we're about to see. Well, that's a good sign. Didn't pop out anywhere. And gate, still only 8 though. Now I'm actually not sure what happened. Where did you go, Mr. Gate? Let's try this. I'm going to disconnect this thing and try it again. One more test. Maybe just... No, still only 8 gates. Alright, let's try that one more time. Not sure what that's all about. So energy transfer rate, 35 MJ per tick. Nice. So this will tell me if it works, because if there's an item in the export config here, we'll know for sure. Alright, so it did land in there. That's a good sign. So then we connect our cable, and it gets pulled out. Oh, right, because it's a chipset, not a gate. Nice. So it's working. That's cool. That's what I wanted to find out. So if we grab a chipset now, and we have 8 gates, what I should be able to do is something like this, and go. Now what's neat is I could probably automate this. Now the tricky thing is that there's a lot of overlap in the recipes for things here. Like if I take a look at what you can use redstone chipsets for, they're used for everything from iron gates to, you know, gold gates to other kinds of things, to target gates, to like all kinds of stuff that you can use to combine this in. So, yeah, we'll see. Not sure. But if I wanted to, I could simply, you know, point this thing up like that. There we go. And say, like, you know, put in some inventory, some, you know, recipe stuff right there. That would be kind of neat. So now we should have our gate. Nice. Good, so it is working. I like that. So that would be a neat way to automate the assembly table if we want, and we don't have to worry about ugly wires anywhere or anything. It just looks completely inconspicuous, but it does automatically eject into our AE system here. So if we ever do need a large number of gates for whatever reason, or chipsets for that matter, right? So I'm a little bit low on chipsets at the moment, so if I were to just grab, like, you know, 16 pieces of redstone and toss it in there, shouldn't be a problem. It'll start chewing it up, and everything lands in the AE system. Cool. Pneumatic Craft. We did wrap that up last episode, rebuilding the Pneumatic Craft room. I think it's a lot more efficient now. All we need to do is, I haven't totally figured out how I'm going to handle these things. I'd like them to be a little bit more efficient, but I think with the way the mod works at the moment, it's probably the best we can do. So we'll leave that as is and maybe come back to it at some point. But for now, it's pretty good. And I, of course, have tons of stuff if I really wanted to. You know, what I could do, I know I just closed this up, but I want to show you, is if I really wanted to, I could treat this with an auto crafting thing as well. Just put an interface on the hopper here with a bunch of recipes in it, and what will happen is it'll go ahead and plug into the hopper and figure out exactly what it needs to do to craft. And if I really, really wanted to be sneaky about it, I could have like a separate interface. Like, why don't I just do this real quick as a demonstration? So I think I have to come out here just a little bit to be in wireless range. Let's grab another interface. I should be able to, in theory, just stick this guy right here, point him upwards, and then there you go. And I could even, if I really wanted to, where's my wrench? That's neat, huh? So nice and efficient. Just need to get in there, you know, set up whatever recipes I want. So for example, if I said, hey, I need... right now, let's get some of those creeper plant seeds and compressed iron. See, I don't have a unassembled one, or yeah. So let's get some creeper plant seeds, for example. And what I could say is creeper plant seeds equal this. And then put this guy in here. And now I should be able to quest 10 of these. See? Look, it's going in there. Cool, right? Now the only downside, of course, is that we need to automate the turning on of the redstone signal. So I haven't entirely figured out how I'm going to manage that. For now, all I should have to do, so if we look in here, creeper plant seeds is empty, but if I flip on the plastics line, we should wind up seeing some creeper plastic show up there in just a moment. So I haven't entirely figured out how that's going to work. You know, I'm thinking about it. So there we go. 10 creeper plant seeds. Pretty cool, right? So then I could turn off the plastics line and into here add U and U, and we'll turn on the tier 2 materials line, and that will allow that stuff to come out. Of course, keep in mind that you're going to need an extra one while the backlog sticks in there. So I, again, haven't totally figured out how this will work, but I'll figure something out. So there you go. There's the empty PCB, looking good. So what I might wind up doing is leaving this on at all times so that whenever I request tier 2 materials, it'll work. And then maybe something along the lines of, ooh, I have an idea. So if I really wanted to go crazy automating this, which I don't think I'm going to do right now, but maybe I'll look at in the future if I really get into it crazy like, what I could have is a separate line over here of level emitters for each type of plastic. And then, you know, if I have less than 10 of a particular type of plastic, it'll kind of be like a giant OR gate. And just like any one of these being low will activate the orange redstone signal and then dump the appropriate seeds into the interface here so that, you know, it gets the right amount of seeds. And then once we have 10 of every type of plastic, all the, you know, ME level emitters are off, turning that off. So that's another option. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll build something crazy like that, but I think honestly at this point it's really not necessary. So we'll just leave it as is. Alright guys, really the only thing left to move that's major is this area here, which is the whole mob spawning environment that we had. Now, honestly, I'm not too excited to move this thing because, frankly, I feel like this design is almost perfect as it is. And usually when I've been moving things and showing it on camera, I've been wanting to do something a little different or changing it up or making it more efficient. I can't think of much of a way to do that with these things. Like, it's really good. So I'm not too sure if I'm just going to move this off camera and get to it at some point and maybe come back later and show you once it's done, but I'm not going to focus on that this episode. I'll move that later at the point where I kind of need it. I think I'm going to leave my portal to the deep dark here because I don't know how well that's going to interface with the whole different dimensions thing, but what I will do is run down here and snag my reinforced strongbox. I was thinking about moving stuff, and then as I thought about it, I'm like, nah, let's not bother. So reinforced strongbox can go here. I'll move all this stuff over, and then we'll be back once we've got all the cool things ready to go. Ah, the good old days. Alright guys, we're back, and I'm trying to, once again, be as efficient as possible with my new base design, and I was trying to come up with a nice enchanting table and area over here, just to figure out exactly, like, how could I work this out so that we have a nice, fancy enchanting table. Check this out. This is magical wood from Extra Utilities. Now, to craft it, you need to use any enchanted books. As long as there's some kind of enchant on the book, it's good. And I've got a bunch of enchanted books in here that I carried over from my old base. Now, what's cool about this stuff is that the higher the level the enchant, or the better the enchant on the book that you use to craft with, the more pieces you get. And the first set that I crafted, I got like 10 pieces of magical wood because I used some really good enchants on the books, right? So here's the deal. For every level that you, of these that you place down, you get like a major boost. Like I'm already placed down just 5 blocks there, and I think I got up to level 24. So I think it's a total of 6 that you need in order to get to the max level 30. Nice. So what I could do if I wanted to is something like that. Neat, right? So it's not really visible, but there's that one other block in the corner behind it, and it looks great. But I'm probably not going to leave that enchanting table here. I'll probably wind up going with the auto enchantment table, which I'm not entirely sure if it needs the enchantment things or not. It should work, but I mean, I guess we'll find out. What I want to have in here is basically 1, and then, let's see, where's the center of this room? I'm thinking maybe I'll have it here and here. That might look good, right? And what I want to have is like a little thing like this and like this. And this is going to be for the XP drain and the XP shower. So I mean, it'll mostly be like blocked off here. So I could step in, drain my experience, step in, get some experience. Cool idea, right? So at least I hope it's a cool idea. I hope you guys like it. So what we'll basically have is, let's see, I should have tanks somewhere that have experience in them. Drain. All right, I don't know what I did with everything that I had. Ah, there we go. Cool. And there's the XP shower. Cool. So what I'm thinking then is something like this. You ready? XP shower. And that thing will just start running, so I'll definitely need some kind of lever or something. Do I have one in here? If not, I can snag one here. And I might automate this. In fact, you know what? I just decided I will automate this. I have a cool idea. That might be enough, but maybe not. So let's request like 30 of these, because you can never have too much of the stuff, right? Only takes a minute to cook up. So what if I had a pressure plate? Which, of course, I don't have any of in the AE system. You know what? I'll do it with obsidian. That'll look good, right? And what else I'll probably want is a knot gate. So let's see if I can get one of these going. Nice. So basically, hopefully this will work. If I have a redstone signal here. That was scary for a minute. What was that all about? Almost had a heart attack that I fell there. We can say not gate, that's outputting it, and then I'll have one more of these. And the thing will eventually be like here-ish, somewhere in there. That should look good, right? So if I turn this off, XP is not draining. If I step on the plate, just want to see. Oh, that's close. Maybe I should do this with just a stone pressure plate for the time being. Then I can drop an item on it and see what's not working with it. Come on now. Does that work, or does that have to be wood? Maybe it's the wood one that has items that'll work. Here's Dire not knowing vanilla again. I know, I'm terrible. There we go. So that... Oh, this is rotated wrong. Derp. Well, that... No, okay. So let's see. Do I have a screwdriver in here? Or is it in here? Or do I not have one anywhere? Alright, let's get one. Simple derp. Project Red screwdriver. There we go. Now we're talking. In, out, right? So when that thing has an item on it, it flows. Perfect. That's what I want. So now we put this back to obsidian pressure plate so only players can trigger it. And now when I stand on it, it pours. That's neat, huh? Not bad at all. Cool. All right, now for the drain side of things, which will be on this one. So this is working. Step in, get experience, step out, experience stops. Nice. All right, let's set up the drain over here. Now that's gonna have to go onto an empty tank. And we should have a drain somewhere. There it is, XP drain. And that's just real easy. Step in, and it'll drain the XP into the tank. Nice. Now, let's get this connected to our main experience tank, which we'll see is under this room back here, which, by the way, I built a room over here. So now we got to connect this guy into here. So let's have... Let's see how I want to do this. Alright. I'll probably want fluid ducts, P2P tunnels, and lots of cabling. So the deal is, guys, remember, you can break every block except the center middle block without losing the actual contents of the tank. So all the data of the tank is stored in that center block. If you break this block that I'm looking at right now, you lose everything in the tank. So don't break that one and you're fine. But every other block, no problem. See? So it's real easy to move this stuff around. Swap positions, for example. Again, just don't break the bottom center, because that's going to be a problem for you. There we go. So now everything looks nice. So for this stuff, what we'll probably want is a P2P tunnel going right here. And this is going to be a new configuration, right? So it's not linking up to any of our existing P2P tunnels. So let's set it to liquid. We're going to set it so that this will fill the tank. So I don't know if I have to switch this guy to this mode or not, but we'll see what happens. So let's just shift right click this guy, settings saved. And then to fill the tank up, all we should really have to do is find a wire line over here. Shouldn't be too bad. Get some cabling and run it over. Now this guy we're going to want to have there. Now I'm probably going to need it to be here. And And we'll rotate it so that it's like this. And then what we'll do is that. And we'll load the settings here. And then we'll set this guy to drain. And then I just need a pneumatic servo. So the question is this draining properly? 12,140. Okay, no. So let's... Oh, actually quite low on power. That's probably why I was dropping. I left this thing in here. Ah, much better. Don't forget that thing. Dire derps. Alright, so if I set this guy... You know what else helps? Is having this connected. So let's get some more cable. I should really get my magnet when I'm doing work over the void. You can tell I've reached that point in the game where I have just basically an unlimited supply of stuff because I don't care what falls into the void. Alright, connect this up and switch to you now. This should be working. Let me figure out why it might not be. The only other thing I can imagine is it needs to have that redstone signal thing on, but I don't think so. I mean, the only other thing I could test is maybe having this here, just to see if the connection's working. One more test, and then I'll have to figure this out off camera. So this should basically be working. So let me figure out why not. Alright, there's one other thing I'm going to test here, and that will be I shift right click to the other side. I don't think it matters which side is which, but let's see. Right click here. I guess it does. Okay, neat. So if I remove you and replace you with a fluid duct. There we go. Alright. So I guess it was important for me to go from there to here instead of from here to there. I guess that kind of makes sense. Alright, so if that's the case, then what we should have is an empty tank over here now. Right? Nice. I like it. Now the other thing is we want to have this one full at all times, so we want to do the reverse. So let's get that going. So because it does matter which direction things are, let's find our center point here. Should be around here somewhere. There it is. Cool. We can break this connection for a moment. We'll put another P to P here. We will rotate this guy upwards. We'll have a fluid duct here. And we'll set this guy to that. And then we'll bind to this. Come all the way over here. Hopefully I have enough cable to reach. Looks like I'm getting a little bit low. Gonna have to autocraft some more. Load this up and fluid duct. Nice, look at that, filling up that tank. So now this fluid duct will always deposit into the tank on the other side of the base, whereas the one on top will always fill up this liquid tank. Cool. So that is some pretty nifty stuff right there, huh? So now, anytime I want experience, go stand and take a shower. And when we're done getting experience, if we don't need any or if we got too much, we stand in here. And it'll all drain back into that giant tank on the other side of the base. Awesome. Alright guys, I'm just making one alteration here, and that would be this guy. Cool. So now I can also run this this way. Oh, that's right, because they're both multi-parts, they can run on the same block. That's awesome, I forgot that. Alright, so let's just run it like this. Straight over to these guys. So I can stick this guy under here, this guy under here. And that ought to fill up pretty nicely. And if everything's working correctly, we'll basically get... maybe? Oh, that's right. We had to turn on the auto drink setting and set it to the bottom. Cool. And I guess we have to do the same thing. Auto drink. Set it to the bottom. There we go. Now we're talking. Cool. So this is all working out pretty well. I think that this base is really coming together nicely. I guess I should put a multi-block there, huh? Make it look nice. Let's get a hollow brick cover for my little friend right here. After all, we want things to look fancy. There we go. Super efficient base design. Continued. Nice. This looks good, right? I put my Miscraft stuff over here. What else is in this chest? I've got a tank that I'll go dump. I can do my copying of things in the manual for anvil thing just in case we need it for any reason. Maybe we'll just stick this guy right here. And then the copying of books and whatnot, they can probably go typesetting and printing press right there like that with you in there. And these guys here. Nice. Man, I am liking this new base. Everything just has plenty of room, there's a space for everything, and I'm just making everything as automated as possible. I'm liking it so far. Let's go ahead and set up these things somewhere too. Somewhere that'll look cool. You know, this is going to be... maybe this can be like an armory, right? So I can have multiple sets of armor and whatnot. That might be neat. So I can have my hazmat suit there. I can have my enchanted armor there. That's cool, right? And then if I come up with any other armor suits that I want to have, sure, why not? Oh yeah, auto disenchanter. This guy's going to need to go somewhere. Where do I want him to live? Maybe he'll live in this corner. Are you done? I'm done with you. And you can go into the AE system, I'm sure. Maybe I'll do a filing cabinet for these books. That might not be a terrible idea either. Right now, they live in here. Cool. Let's put the auto disenchanter. For now, I'll stick it here. He's obviously going to need some things that we don't have just at the moment. I don't have mob essence flowing around, but we'll get to that. I don't have power going into him either, but we'll get to that as well. For now, this looks like a pretty nice place. I want to test enchanting something. Might as well enchant my Axe of the Stream. Ooh, repair 2. Nice. So at least my Axe of the Stream can repair itself now. Alright guys, and with that, I feel like this is a pretty solid wrapping up point for the episode. So what I'm going to do is wrap up here, and then we'll probably come back next episode with more of that, you know, making the base look nice thing. And then I don't want to spend too much more time on the base, but I do want to continue making it look nice, so definitely, you know, going to have some more upgrades to this place in terms of a visual aspect. This room came out so good that I just really want other rooms to look really cool like that. I just haven't entirely figured out how I'm going to do it. Portable hole left over. So yeah, for now, I think it's wrapping up point. So I'll figure out some more designs for the rest of the base. For now, this is Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and as always, take it easy.